What's up guys, it's Red again, and since I posted the last video about the crazy 4chan leak with the images, there have been quite a few updates and there's been a ton of back and forth discussion on whether this could be real or not. Right now it seems the discussion is heavily in favor of the leak being fake, so for this video I'm just going to try to provide some of the counterpoints to some of the things that have been tossed around. Of course this is all speculation and I'm by no means saying it confirms the leak, because it doesn't, but try to keep an open mind. And most of this information was compiled as a team effort, so shout outs to all the people who helped participate: Michael L, FieryScar91, RC3197, Tails, Quattro, SK247, Shiny Zatu, and my bandana D homie Glovang. Links for their stuff will be in the description below. So I want to start off with Isaac. This is the updated image we have of him, and a lot of people immediately jumped on a few things: his hair and his sword positioning. Let's address the sword first. I think a lot of people are confused maybe on how it should look. A user on 4chan in the comments posted this image as a response, and it makes a whole lot of sense to me. The angle of which he's holding the sword would make it appear a tad like it's been cut off when it really hasn't been. Now this is actually a similar pose to the one that Ike has in this Smash Ultimate capture. The notable difference of course is the angle of the sword, but the pose is similar and the blade is cut off here as well. As for the hair color, my personal theory is that this is an alternate costume, but not just any alternate, one specifically giving a shout out reference to Isaac's son Matthew from the third Golden Sun game. This is Matthew's official artwork from Camelot Studios. As you can see, the outfit seems to resemble it quite a bit, and if you take a look at the hair, Matthew's hair is specifically a lot darker on the right and then progressively gets lighter as it moves to the left, similar to the image on the leak. I think that's decent attention to detail. Isaac's official artwork has him as a much blonder hair color with an outfit that seems to look a bit different than what's presented. Additionally, I would like to point out the logo on the right. This is actually the logo from the third game in this series, Golden Sun Dark Dawn, of which Matthew is the protagonist. Isaac actually appears as an older man in that game, so I think it would be an odd choice for the logo if it's supposed to be representing Isaac. But another potential theory could be that there are actually multiple Golden Sun logos in the game and they changed based upon which alternate skin for Isaac you are using. This logo could be for Matthew's alternate. The regular Golden Sun logo could be for Isaac, and if there's a Felix color pattern, they could use the Golden Sun Lost Age logo for that one. That part is a bit out there, I know, but that's what I've got for Isaac. Now there are also other small details that are consistent with the actual Smash Ultimate load-in. For example, take a look here. People were claiming this part here is shadow clipping, but that's not what's going on. This is actually a piece of char from the Smash Ultimate load-in. In fact, you can find them all over the place when you search frame by frame in the load-ins for gameplay. And here is another piece by Agnes as well, proving that it was in fact the char, and that the char can even appear on the characters' bodies from time to time. Furthermore, on the load-in, the leak's layout matches up with the real load-in from Smash Ultimate. Focus on the boxes that the characters' names are in specifically. Going from left to right, the names progressively start to descend. This again mirrors the Smash Ultimate load-in, as that's exactly what they do as well. These are very small details that if you're telling me they're faked, that's pretty good attention to detail. Which also begs the question, if the leaker can emulate things like this and match small details that most people aren't even paying attention to, how do they slip up and miss things like Agnes having the accent in her name going the wrong way? It seems like that should be incredibly obvious. Well, it's important to remember the ESRB leak from the Smash 4 era. A leak that was spoon-fed down just as this one has been, and it caused much speculation and debate. In the end though, the leak was proved to be real, 100% of it. This leaker may have taken a page out of that leak's book. Masterlink X, one of the people involved, actually began to release photoshopped images of the leak to make it appear false, in order to try to get the leak to stop spreading and hopefully protect the jobs of those involved. This leaker may have taken the mind games to the next level and released the doctored images first and then begin to release the real ones after, in order to get most people on the fake leak train like they are right now. a truly genius move if it's actually the case. And even if it's not like Nintendo or other gaming companies are incapable of errors. In fact, Nintendo has quite a few mess ups in this regard, dating back ages and as recent as this year. From the classic I am error from Zelda 2 to the misspelling of beginner for the mini SNES release. Back for Harvest Moon 64, Nintendo even made a typo for the name of the freaking publisher of the game, misspelling Natsume. Heck, it even extends to the box art of the released games, like in the case of Resident Evil Revelations. That box art caused SVP at Capcom at the time, Christian Jensen, to release the statement, "I can't even tell you how many people looked at that package and approved it. Nintendo of America, Nintendo Japan, ESRB, I don't know how many people internally and our guys in Japan." Proving that this thing can happen at any time and anywhere. If they can mess up with the box art for the game, they can mess up anything. Heck, even in Smash Bros there have been typos. When the Ultimate website launched, both Mr. Game & Watch and Olimar had their names spelled incorrectly. So this type of thing isn't unprecedented. Rhythm Heaven was another thing that has been under a lot of speculation. The claim is that the game would not use RH as the logo for Rhythm Heaven since the game goes by different names in various regions. For example, in Europe it's called Rhythm Paradise, in Korea it's called Rhythm World, and in Japan it's Rhythm Tengoku, Tengoku being a translation for heaven. But people may actually be overthinking this. There is still one thing all those names have in common, the word rhythm. The RH in the logo could literally just stand for the RH in rhythm rather than Rhythm Heaven. It seems feasible to me at the very least, even if it doesn't end up being true. Also, another possibility is, if it is supposed to stand for Rhythm Heaven, then every region could and possibly may have their own logo. And I know that hasn't happened before in the Smash series, but this would support my Isaac theory from earlier of having multiple logos in the game, even for an individual series. So who knows? Also, I know a lot of people were making a big deal about Shadow's render being an exact copy of Sonic's, but photoshopped. I think that's pretty false. Pay close attention to the arms. Sonic has an arm coming across the body whereas Shadow does not. The poses are similar, especially for the legs, but you would most likely have to build this Shadow from the ground up to make it look anywhere near as decent as it does for the top half of him, and that's a decent amount of work to put in. Also, when I think of Shadow and Sonic, my mind can't help but jump to Pit and Dark Pit, and their poses are extremely similar if you ask me. So I don't think it would be too far-fetched for Shadow and Sonic to have similar poses. They are Echo Fighters after all. I'm no Shadow expert, and I know people have problems with some of the other things on him, like his stripes, eyes, and nose, but for that I probably would defer to the Shadow experts. So guys, again, this is all just speculation, but I think there are some small details that we went over that just give support to some of the elements that we've seen in the leaked images. There's some things I didn't get to, but I tried to touch on most of the stuff I found interesting and most of the stuff that the Discord group went over. So right now, I really feel like this could go either way. So let me know what you guys noticed in the comments below. Anything you personally noticed. Make sure to subscribe for future Smash Ultimate content and check out some of the previous videos if you have time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.